I grew up like a savage.
I would always do that at the house parties. We would always house party battles.
I want to back up too. I'm still in the same era, but I'm saying now let's talk about high school. Some of the people you went there with. There's Marshawn.
Most of it, he's a little younger.
There's Marshawn, he's younger. There's Young Mouth.
Older.
Mm-hmm. And this is Tech.
Mm-hmm.
So who's there with you? Leon is there with you? Young
Freshman.
Mm-hmm. Leon Powe I'm talking about. So who else is there? Because this should be important.
So Leon Powe is a freshman. And it's crazy, just like Powe, like that's my guy, man. And like I remember being at intramurals and they didn't want to pick Powe up.
Really?
Like they was like, man, who tall, goofy dude, man. Like, well, and I'm like, man, dude gonna be a star. Y'all tripping.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got him. I'm like, that's you running with me. Like,
yeah.
I told Coach, man, he running with you. Like, that's whoa,
yeah.
Put him in the game. Like,
right.
I would be the only one to pass him the ball.
Damn.
And to watch him flourish and take it where he took it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Even after the injuries.
Even still currently today, he's in the front office for the Boston Celtics, which is amazing. Which is a fleet that not many people would have expected to see from him.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to still be around the sport that he loves and that changed his life, that got him out of our neighborhoods, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm there with Leon Powe. Marshawn is coming up the next year.
Okay.
But that that's a little cuz, so we've always been in the same in the same houses and things like that. Who else is there?
Oakland is so
Philthy Rich is there.
Philthy Rich is there. Okay.
Yeah, Philthy Rich is at Tech.
Okay, shout out to Philthy.
Wow, who else is there?
That's a cold cast of motherfuckers already. Shit.
There's some other people, man. Some influential people that's there. I can't even. My mind is going blank right now.
But the thing about it is, what the picture I was trying to paint was how cultured Oakland is and the things that go on in our city. Because you have just we have some of the greatest point guards ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, not me being biased to no shit like that.
No, that's a fact.
Real deal.
That's a fact.
Like
we have arguably 3 of the top 15, I would say 15 point guards in the NBA history ever.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's if it's not a fact, it's a debatable argument that would lean towards us in our favor.
Right.
Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Dame Lillard.
You can't argue that. There's no way.
And then we throw Brian Shaw.
6 man.
NBA champion.
You know what I'm saying? Champion. Yeah. Chips though.
Chips.
Yeah.
Played a big part in them. Not just regular, you know what I'm saying?
Well, since we here though, because I would be repressed not to ask you this question anyway, right? We had Brookfield Deuce here, right? So I want you to give me the all-time rap list of NBA players.
I'll start with Dame.
You gonna start with Dame?
Cedric Sabalas.
Okay, so Rab know his shit. I put Said at 3.
I put Said. I mean, chronologically, I don't know. I won't say an order like that. Like, I think after Dame, I don't know an order like that.
I said Shaq, Dame.
But I left Shaq. Of course, Shaq. I love Shaq.
I said Shaq, Dame, Cedric Sabalas, and Dame is gonna pass Shaq. Of course, you got to think he got plenty more to go.
It's tough because lyrically, Dame has already passed Shaq.
No, yeah, Dame has passed everybody lyrically, but that's what you expect from the new generation.
But Shaq went platinum. Shaq sold records.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Popularity or for skill?
It doesn't matter.
That's what I was trying to say.
There are a lot of popular rappers that don't sell.
And the nigga had levels.
Sell.
When people only say he had Can't Stand the Rain, but he had the songs with the Fooshnickens. He had the song with Lord Tariq and Peter Guns. Like, it wasn't no game.
Yeah, so Shaq did numbers.
So do you?
I'm outstanding. I fuck with Shaq.
Yeah. So you got like a 5? Do you got 5, 7? Do you got? Do you got 5 players and 2 off the bench?
I'm gonna go with. Chris Webber's a producer. So
Chris Webber.
Webb always has some dope production.
And he used to bust a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris Webber. Bruh tried to throw Wayman Tisdale
I
in
was
there.
gonna say Wayman Tisdale. I swear to
he
God,
was
I was just finna say Wayman Tisdale, but he was more so a blues player, a bass player.
Yeah. But we gonna give him that though.
Just for musically inclined, if we want to do musically,
we got to
inclined,
give him that, and it was a real professional.
Yeah, he could be in there on some musically inclined things.
Now this is what
Kevin Durant can really rap.
That was all. He just named my entire 5. And then I went from that conversation to saying the B-Ball's best kept secret. Do you remember that compilation?
Did Slam do that compilation?
I don't remember, but GP had a song. Jason Kidd had a song. And of course they had Sabalas and the rest of the niggas that but they had like,
I think I seen it on NBA Inside stuff. That's
crazy, man. I just had to do that because we was already there, and I know I know that you are an actual fanatic. Like
and Drew Gooden be rapping too.
Drew Gooden, I ain't heard Drew Gooden.
Me and Drew, they had some freestyle sessions cracking up.
But we a little disrespectful. We a little disrespectful right now.
Are we?
We left out Shump.
Who?
Shump.
Shumpert? Am I Shumpert?
Yeah.
I haven't heard him rap.
You haven't?
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
I know his wife fine as hell. I haven't heard him rap.
Okay, Shump cool, man. We left Shump out.
Was Iverson tight?
Iverson was cool. Iverson was cool.
Jules?
We left out Kobe. Kobe off the bench though. Kobe put an entire album out and was going on.
And he rapped in Italian.
Yeah. Ooh. We might have to bump Kobe up for that.
That was a bar.
Yeah.
Kobe really rapped in Italian.
That's crazy.
That was dope.
So was we at like, what did you put out that people started noticing?
I didn't get a lot of notice until like
after high school.
Yeah, hold on. Yo, I'm in the middle of an interview. Call me in 20 minutes. Bye. I would get noticed from house parties. Because we was always at the house parties. It was always like, you feel me, rapping at house parties going crazy. That was always it.
Okay.
It was always like me, Jay Stalin, Shady Nate.
Okay.
Like we would just be, you know what I'm saying?
You doing the mingles too?
Off the top.
Okay. Now you doing a freestyle? What was that? What is that they had?
For sure.
They had some days where they had open mic. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Mingles every week was there.
You was there.
It was Tuesdays. Tuesdays or Mondays. I can't really remember.
Now that's the people that I remember. If I had to have a time in my lifetime where I say that was a hip hop scene, you know how everybody got that place. Like,
that was it.
That was it.
That was like the New York Tunnel.
Okay, cool. That's what it was.
That was the tunnel.
That's a fact.
Yeah, this is a fact. Like that was the what is that thing called that you jump on? Oh damn! I can't even think of the name. What it's called? Like the big spring thing. Please help me.
The trampoline.
That was the trampoline for everybody's career. That was the trampoline. That was you would see Stalin. You would see Fab. You would see Crypto. You would see Chris the Fifth, which is my favorite rapper.
Okay. DB the General said the same thing.
Like you would see man, everybody was there, man, bro. Like you would see Short, and then on the nights where Short would come in, like looking and scouting the next talents, everybody would like be like, oh, Short in the building.
Yeah, Short in the building. Yeah.
On the night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You would see Lil Blood, you would see all of these individuals, man, and that was like Mingles was the spot where everybody kind of like got their first stages, their first microphone, like, you know what I'm saying? That was the place.
Is that why you do things like when you started your shit? When you started your shit, where people because and you're doing it for the poetry now too. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why I said that you're important. You know what I'm saying? For keeping the culture alive. Because no matter what opinion anybody ever has of you, right? You got to look at that. Who's gonna do that? Like a man got to be able to want to do that for his heart. You can come and sell dope era all day off your popularity, right? But you don't even get as much love back for doing that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you find a way to make it work for you, but ain't nobody praising you for that. Like, oh, Fab is having, you know what I'm saying? You doing that for the artist to get on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because people had places like Mingles.
Right.
For you to do your thing. And so, I want to let you know I appreciate that, man. And everybody should take notice because we need to have more.
Yeah, right. Oakland Live. We did Oakland Live consecutively for... What
was Oakland Live at?
Oakland Live was just random different spots. Sometimes that we would have it at Complex. We had it at...
the little one
Star Lounge.
3rd and Broadway?
3rd, right down there. Anton's.
Mm-hmm.
We had it over the course of 6 years. We just had it different places, and we're actually about to bring it back. And having that come back because that gave people sometimes some of their first stages that they were able to perform at.
Absolutely.
Oakland Live, DJ 12 and myself. We do the Dope Air Poetry for the wordsmiths out there that want to just get a chance to be heard and hear themselves. Several talent shows with the Creating Change. Unc and myself, we do a lot of the things for the youth, for the younger guys that can't get in the clubs. But we create these talent shows, these platforms to give them a stage and things like that. And these, like you say, these are the things that need to be done. But one thing that I do is I never take anything personal, even the love or the lack of. Because a person loves you, they'll call you an angel. The person hates you, they'll call you a devil.
Don't call you the devil.
And most of the times, these individuals occupy the same body.
Right.
Someone will love you today and hate you tomorrow.
Right.
And depending on the feeling that they have towards you will depend on the description of you that they give. So you can't never take it personal. The person needs something from you, they're gonna, you're gonna be the best person in the world. You tell someone you can't do anything for them, they're gonna say you've never done anything and you're the rudest person and the worst and the most horrible person in the world.
The deepest hate out of
so you can't take anything personal, man. It's just people occupy whatever it is that they're feeling at that moment. It's never personal though.
It's that sickness.
It's just whatever it is. It's that sickness that we've learned to promote.
Have you mastered like your sickness? I mean, nobody is perfect, but have you like got your shit under control? Like as far as like staying pure at heart, like not diverting back into nothing, or do you find yourself tiptoeing?
At 37 years old, I don't feel like a person can master anything.
Okay.
There's still a lot of life living. There's a lot of things that, there's so much life left. I feel like we're old in hood years.
Or do you ever master it?
We call ourselves old in hood years. But in actuality, when we're looking at someone who just turned 110 or 100 years old, we're fairly new. We're still in the first percentile of our life.
37 to 80 or 60.
Come on. So I plan to be around a long time. I don't plan to, to exit early. So I'm working on those things. I'm working on being a better listener, applying more patience, not diverting back to some of our normal ways.
So you don't know it all. You're
not
very willing to listen.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't know. No, I don't know anything. Much. The things that I've learned, I've only learned to know the things that I didn't know.
Right. I don't want to go too far off of this because I wanted to go to like your early stages back to rapping and like some of the people that might have looked out for you in some of the studios you ran across. Some of the people like paint the picture of Oakland, like because to me it may have seemed like it took long for you to come up from whatever you was doing, but kind of like the timing and when you came up made you have like an explosive rising, right? And I'm talking about the era of between like dropping your first couple of songs that hit to labels actually being interested to signing. Like, what was that process like? Like, what was that whole era? Like, you had, of course, you named all those people Stalin. You had the whole Live Wire, actually. You had, who else was out here? You had people like Jacka, people like Mac Dre. Like, how was that scene, and how was you coming up through the ranks?
I just was working, man. We did from freestyle battles, from, source battles, and guys like Locksmith and myself, T-Pup.
Shout out to Locksmith.
Most definitely, shout out to Locksmith. He's insane. But watching those, coming up in those ranks, so it was that, and then that led to me getting my first album done. I recorded right around the corner at Straight Hit Studio. Jazzy Jim actually put that out. Jazzy Jim and Gary Archer.
Shout out to Gary Archer.
We put those out. We put the Nig Latin out, and I would have the rap truck, the rap vehicle riding around the town, and people who didn't know who I was, and people was like, "Who the hell is this?"
That's the one with the hat to the back.
We had
the van green.
Yeah, the van green was a green.
Okay.
And people would just be like, "Who the hell is this?" But I would ride around every day. I'd be in the East. I'd be at the hoagie shop selling CDs. I'd be at Swads. Swads selling CDs.
That's work.
Everywhere just working, pressing up my own CDs.
Now this is not no label.
No, never. This is before that.
This is you and Gary Archer helping you.
And even before Gary Archer, it was Eric Berry. So Eric EB at North Pole Productions, I was 18, 19, and we would go to Comp USA, go buy the CDs, blank CDs, buy this little program that you put in a computer. It'll do like all the little graphics work for you. The stomper, you take those out, you stomping CDs. So we stomping CDs all day. I'm stomping 100 CDs, and I'm just hitting the street selling them out my backpack. On the bus, on the BART, riding around area. Let me borrow my girl car. Let me drive around, going up to schools and selling CDs. So this was an everyday thing.
These tapes, are these just? I know it's mixtapes, but
nah, that was
beats or freestyle.
Nah, it was like my first album. What I like to call it was my first album.
I don't know if everybody know this.
It's called Nig Latin. It was my first.
I remember
album.
Nig
before
Latin.
Nig Latin though. Before like the actual album Nig Latin. It was my first like album in the streets called Nig Latin. And man, we just was moving around everywhere, just grinding. So, you know, EB taught me a lot on the independent grind, on how to get up and go make a name for yourself. And I would be embarrassed by some of the things that he would do, because I'd be like, bro, you catting, bro, like you doing hella much.
Yeah.
But he let me know, bro, there's no such thing as doing hella much when you going after your dream.
Right. And now the baby wears a diaper to South by Southwest, and it's brilliant. You see what I'm saying? If you would have did that though, everybody would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's just the time.
Come with no gimmicks and nothing though, huh?
I didn't think they were gimmicks.
Yeah.
Other people may have did. Like the yellow bus and things like that. I didn't think they were. I felt like
I think that's
the van right there. So that was the first van. Look, that's 2002, October 1st, 2002.
I heard that.
So what's that? 17 years?
Didn't work.
Listen.
The
The yellow bus, right? You ushered in a new generation also, right? Because a person would say, okay, well, that's a gimmick, or we don't do that. But like in a person that, what would have been more of a gimmick? You rapping about being the biggest drug dealer, which we know a lot of niggas did, and it was just like extra corny.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because
I know the real Noriega.
yeah, I mean, not even that. I'm speaking specifically of the town. I mean, I'm not naming names, but I'm saying we know. You know what I'm saying? We know that the shit wasn't real. So, like, if a motherfucker was being they self now, to me, that created a whole nother movement, because the yellow bus movement was a thing. It's like people that got this shit tattooed on them. I'm talking real shit. Like, I done been to other places like, damn, I bet you he don't even really, like, to him, Mistah Fab is the biggest thing. That's what I tell all artists. Why wait to get out your art? People didn't like Basquiat. You know what I'm saying?
The
like
yellow bus movement.
This is like a time capsule. If you do nothing else in your life but make this your big ass thumbprint, what? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter where you go, you're gonna see Knox for the rest of your life with dope era shit on.
Right.
You gonna say niggas in the industry with shit dope era. You know how shit get passed on?
Yeah.
I see Knox with Jordans on that I can clean up right now and get about 1,100 for.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you know which ones them is?
That's a fact.
Right.
Somebody just gave them to him, you know what I'm saying? But that's how this shit is. He nigga put his imprint on the game, you know what I'm saying? And that's what people got to understand. It don't matter about the criticism about what people say.
And you have to endure, like we saying, you have to understand that they're going to talk.
They gon' talk.
No matter what you do, like that's just what they're going to do.
But even when you giving general information like that, Fab, you got to explain it, because we live in a different kind of place. Like I don't mean to say just crabs in a barrel, but it's so scarce. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas actually coming up and quote unquote keeping it real, maintaining their relevance around where they from is the hardest shit ever.
Bro, it was so tough just coming out, because I didn't have any major sponsors.
Right.
I didn't have anybody that was vouching for me. I didn't have
no crew.
I didn't have no crew. Like,
Did you get at the bigger artists that was out in the Bay?
It wasn't accessible like that.
Okay.
You couldn't just at somebody and get a response.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, nigga, if you outside, you got to see a nigga.
You had
Yeah.
to do something.
And then it was like, all right, who is you? What you do?
Yeah.
How you moving? It was, you know what I'm saying? What
your resume,
What's your
youngster?
resume look like?
When in Oakland, is traditionally, if a nigga would have pulled up just in a clean ass car,
That
Right.
would have been something.
and hella money and hella bitches and whatever,
Look the part.
people would have been like, well, let's just give him a shot automatically.
And I ain't had that. I'm just a young dude pulling up with a CD and a rap van, and they like, who is this thing? And I got my white homie in the car with me. They like, this nigga. They ain't really looking at it. So I'm pulling up on folks. I think I pull up on G-Stack one day, and I get out to see. I'm like, man, I ain't know who he was. By face.
Okay.
'Cause remember, the Lincolns wasn't shooting videos like that, and then I think their last video was like a cartoon video.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That man was a cartoon video, so it was like,
That man.
you know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm like, yo, man, you want to buy my CD? It's like, yo, CD is like, it's like, you know who I am? Like, nah, man, I'm just trying to sell my CD, bro. Like, you feel me? It's like, one. He's like, man, I'm G-Stack of the Delinquents. I'm like, for real? I'm for real? Oh, I get to tell him, like, man, my cousin, like,
Start name dropping.
he like, oh, I know your cousin. I'm like, yeah, man, you can call him right now. Like, you feel me? That's my real cousin. And cause my cousin was, was heavy in the streets.
Okay.
And from the East, and him and V was like super cool. And so he like, yeah, man. He's like, I've been seeing you everywhere, man. Like, your movement moving around. And truth be told, the Delinquents were the first artists to really embrace me and put me on something.
Oh.
They put me on like that Delinquents mixtape. It was a Delinquents mixtape that they had did, and it was it was like after Dominion. It was like they was doing these little mixtapes. It was like them getting back in the wave of things.
Yeah.
And they had put me on the mixtape, but it introduced me to an East Oakland audience.
Okay.
When niggas like, oh, I heard you on that mixtape.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah, most of your stuff was
it was just local. You feel me? I was selling CDs in the hood. Moving around, like, you feel me? I was selling CDs like that. It wasn't no tours or nothing like that for me. It was just, man, I got a spindle first of CDs, and I'm just finna keep moving.
Yeah.